wandering or walking into a room that is very noisy, much like this one was a few seconds ago, and full of many, many people. I'm following someone who's wearing a green shirt, not unlike the ones that our waiters and waitresses are wearing tonight. Following this person as she dashes here and there throughout the crowd, and I'm trying to track her. It's a good thing she's wearing a bright color, because otherwise it might be more difficult. I'm trying not to trip over anyone. There are a lot of people moving here and there, and it's not usually this difficult. Usually I can weave my way through a crowd with quite a bit of ease, and I'm trying to make it through this room without hitting anyone, because that would not be good. And oh, I almost trip over someone's cane, and trying to make my way over to the table. Just need to get there without falling on my face or without injuring anyone else. I'm following this green shirt as she darts here and there through the crowd. Don't know why she's going so quickly. Finally, I make it into the room. I can see, well, I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure that the table is pretty close by. Following a green shirt as she makes her way over. Finally, I get to the table. With a sigh of relief, I plunk myself down next to Corey. And that's when I would have a conversation with Corey. A conversation that would really change my vision, change my perspective on things. So my vision started when I was born at a very young age. I was born with the condition, and part of it is that I have no feeling, no sensation in my face, including my eyes. Now, most babies like to play with soft, squishy things, squishy, soft things like eyeballs. So I, of course, also like to do that. Now, most babies stop playing with their own eyeballs because it hurts. But since it didn't hurt, I figured I may as well just keep playing with it. So this led to scarring on my cornea. And that is the reason for my vision loss. Throughout my life, I've also got ulcers on my cornea. And that basically is like a wound on your eye. Now, how I know that these ulcers are coming on is that my eyes start to get red or pink. Quite a nice color. Looks great on me, but not so good on my eyeball. So usually I wait for someone else to tell me about that. Tell me my eyes are getting red, because I don't usually look in the mirror very often. Another sure sign that I might be getting an ulcer is my eyes start to get blurry. The world starts to get a little bit more blurry than it usually is. You can imagine that maybe if you put a bit of Vaseline on your glasses and try to walk around. So start putting more Vaseline on your glasses, and that's what getting an ulcer is like for me. So throughout my life, these ulcers have come at very inopportune moments, it always seems. But it's interesting to notice how these ulcers come at times and change maybe the course of my life, or give me a new experience. And I'm going to tell you about one of those times. So this took place a few months ago, last spring. At the time I was doing my Master's of Occupational Therapy, and in my second to last placement. So needless to say, this is kind of an important time, and I need to be doing well. I'm almost at the end of this placement, and then I have one more to go. I need to go to my placement, because if I miss it, then maybe I wouldn't be able to do the next one, and who knows what could happen. So this is the second last week of this placement, and I noticed that things are starting to get a little more blurry than usual. I think, oh, it's probably just because I didn't go to bed on time last night. It's probably what it is. It's not an ulcer, it's fine, whatever. Friday rolls around, and I'm zooming in about 3 times more on my computer than I normally do. I think, okay, this weekend I'm going to get lots of sleep, and it's going to be fine. On Saturday, I'm working with someone, and she says, oh, Laura, your eyes are looking kind of red. Are you okay? I say, oh yeah, I just didn't get enough sleep. That's what it is. It's fine. I'm in denial, clearly. By the time Sunday rolls around, the world is a lot more blurry than it usually is. Trying to make my way down the street, and people just keep appearing out of nowhere. I almost hit them. I'm just thinking, oh man, usually it's not quite this difficult to walk down the street, a street I'm very familiar with. I almost hit into a pole. Well, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it might be an ulcer. I'm still really hoping it's not. I call my mother because my mother is a fount of wisdom, as of course all mothers are. And she tells me, Laura, you need to go see the doctor tomorrow. Well, I can't go see the doctor tomorrow. I have my placement, and I can't miss my placement. I don't have time to go see the doctor. I don't have time to have an ulcer. The only thing I can really do to help an ulcer get better is rest. Rest my eyes. I don't like resting. I'm not much of a rester. And I have a placement to go to. I don't have time to rest. Oh, but, you know, mother says, go see your doctor. So I call the doctor on Monday morning. I'm at my placement. I take a break because I just need to go make a phone call. So I call the doctor and I say, you know, I think that I might have an ulcer. Maybe it's just I didn't get enough sleep. But it could be an ulcer. So I better come in and see you. But it has to be during lunch break because I don't have time. So, okay, we'll see you during lunch break. So I'm making my way through the morning. Things are a lot more difficult than they usually are. I started filling out a piece of paper the week before for a fax I needed to send, so I grabbed the paper off of my desk and I looked at it this way, and I turned it over and flipped it the other way, and there doesn't seem to be anything written on this piece of paper. I'm pretty sure that there should be something on it. Show it to someone else. Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay, mine are a lot more for it. This looks like a blank piece of paper to me. So I pull out my magnifier and I'm using that and making my way through. Things are taking a lot longer than they usually do, but I'm able to make my way through, and it's definitely getting frustrating. So I'm starting to think, okay, this might actually be an ulcer. So I'm working my way through my morning, adapting as I go, figuring out strategies about how I'm going to do these things, with my vision being half of what it normally is. And I have an appointment to go see someone on the spinal cord unit that I'm on at a rehabilitation center in Vancouver. So I'm going to go meet this person for the first time. My colleague comes in her green shirt to pick me up to go and meet Corey. So she comes and we're making our way over to the treatment room, this room that's very noisy and full of many, many people with many pieces of equipment ready for me to trip over, people ready for me to bump into and knock them down and let them get injured all over again. So that brings me back to this room where I'm following this green shirt as she dashes through the crowd, making her way over, trying to speed away from me so I can't catch her. I'm making my way through that room and get over to that table without injuring myself or anyone else. I plunk myself down next to Corey. So Corey had a spinal cord injury a couple months ago, and he is at the rehab center to learn some skills and find equipment and things like that, which are going to help him live his life and do his life. So we just start chatting, and I say to him, kind of with a smile on my face, now I know my eyes are bright red. It's not contagious, don't worry. I'm having a flare-up of an eye condition that I have. He says, with a laugh in his voice, he says, oh good, because your eyes are like the color of my shirt. I say, yeah, don't worry, it's not contagious. So we keep talking, and at some point in the conversation, I say to him, yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to adapt to a new level of function than what I normally have. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do what I need to do with my body not doing what it's normally supposed to do, with my eyes not working the way that they normally do. I'm just kind of trying to adapt to a new level of function. And Corey cocks his head and with a pause he says, you know, me too. And it was in that moment that something became more real to me. Something that I knew academically. I've written papers about the shared experiences of stigma and of encountering barriers and experiences of resilience. I've written all kinds of things about this. I know this. I know that it's true, that people with disabilities have shared experience and there is this connection. And I knew that academically, and I thought I knew it. But in that moment, I think it sunk in a little bit more. Now my perspective, it changed. My vision became a little bit clearer. And I really knew that shared experience of resilience. And you know, I think Corey knew it too. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. People, big applause for Laura. And one more time for Laura Bell, please.